Hi, welcome to Fratello InnoTech, your ultimate destination for learning latest technologies.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Today I am going to explain about MongoDB data types. So in MongoDB, data types are not something as manually assigned in SQL. So where you must define a column as integer and varchar and etc. Instead MongoDB is schemaless. So we don't need to declare data types before storing the data. So when you insert a value, MongoDB automatically detects and stores it in the correct JSON data type. If you insert any data, so date using ISO date like this. So here you can see that ISO date. So MongoDB save it as data type. If you don't provide an ID, so MongoDB automatically generates an object ID for the document. So like this ISO date. So let me discuss one by one. So these are the data types in MongoDB: string and integer and double, float. So Boolean and date, object ID. So array, embedded document and null. So binary data. So let me discuss one by one. So coming to the string. So see that. So use it to store the text. So use it to store the text and written inside the quotes like this. So see that name and John. Written inside the quotes, it can store names and messages, etc. So for example, name and John, most common data type in documents. So coming to the integer, so it store the whole numbers only. No decimal values allowed. So it can be positive or negative, and so it will store 32 bit to 32 bit or 64 bit. So example age 25 used for counts like age and quantity. So one more is double. It stores the decimal numbers and used for the precise values. So it can store the fractions like price 99.99, sorry, 99.99 used in money and measurements like that. So coming to the Boolean, it stores only true or false, used for yes or no conditions, helps in decision making, and for example is active, so is true or false. So it decide that. Takes less storage space, Boolean data type. So and one more is date. So date stores date and time values. Uses standard ISO format. So it includes both date and time. For example, created at ISO date. So see that date and time is there. Useful for tracking the events. So and one more is object ID. So unique identifier automatically generated for each document. So unique ID for each document it will provide. So automatically created by the MongoDB. So helps to identify the records. For example, ID. So here you have object ID. So cannot be duplicated. So it won't repeated numbers. It won't allow repeated numbers. So coming to the arrays, it stores multiple values in single field, one field. Values are inside the square braces. So here you can see that. So values inside the square braces. So that is the array. We can call it as array. So we can store same or different types in this. So for example, so here skills Python, MongoDB, Node.js. These are the values. So useful for list of items. So and one more is embedded document. So embedded document means document inside the another document used for the nested data. It keeps related data together. So for example, address having city and pin code and some more columns we can have in that address. So address has city and pin code. So it is a document inside the another document. It improves the data organization. So and one more is null values. So null represents empty or missing value. It means no data is available. So different from 0 or blank. So for example, middle name is null. So we can represent easily used when the value is unknown. So and one more is the last one is the binary data. So binary data stores non-text data. It stores raw binary data like images or files. So store in binary format. So for example, file data. So any binary format. Suppose if you have image links, so you can use the binary data, BINDATA. So useful for large data storage. So these are all the data types in MongoDB. String and so these are the common data types: string and integer, double, boolean, data and object ID. So array, embedded document and null and binary data. So MongoDB automatically assigns the right data type when we insert values. We don't need to manually declare them, but we can control them. So if you want to insert that like ISO date and object ID, and so here you can see that. So object ID, so we can use manually. So MongoDB stores that in, so save it as a data type. So these are all the data types. Remaining we'll discuss in next class.
Thank you for watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe the channel for live updates. Please visit www.fratelloinitech.com for more courses.